I want to move on because we're being pressed for time and ask you about your reflections of your tenure as the Nation of Islam leader. You've been there for how long now? As the leader?
About 40 years.
40 years?
Yes.
Right. I don't know if I can ask you this,
sure.
but I will ask you if there is some kind of succession plan for
Well, I have to be very, very honest. Mm-hmm. They used to ask Elijah Muhammad that question.
Okay.
And he said he would not have a successor, but after him would be helpers who believed in what he taught and would carry that teaching into practice. There's only one Elijah Muhammad, but when I saw the nation going in a different direction from his teaching, I decided to rebuild his work. And I could not rebuild his work unless I brought back the majesty of his teaching and tried to follow it as closely as I could. I have now scores of young people who are doing the same because life ain't promised. No. And the nation should never die because I die. So reproducing people, men and women, that have that mind and that spirit to keep the work of Elijah Muhammad going on. That is how he continues. He was the leader. I have not had an independent thought in 40 years. That man has seeded my mind with so much wisdom, so help me God, Junie, that circumstances come up and something comes up that he already taught me. He prepared me to run this race for 40 years. I have done what I was supposed to do up to this point, and now there is a cadre of young men and women. If they follow my example, the nation will never fall. But to say that I'm as wise as my teacher, I don't think so. That man has given us a foundation that those of us who study him will take this nation from the level that I brought it back to by God's grace to a higher level, and that's the economic, industry, all of that that goes for a nation. We have to get involved.